Hello everyone, this is Ortiz here. Today I'm going to be talking about how does my college level courses transfer from Fayetteville State to UCF. So before I'm going to be talking about the good news that I have. So I wore my college graduation teacher for 2023 of Valencia College. It's been 2 years that I had this shirt. So I'm so glad that my mom got me this gift for my graduation. And I had it and I've been blessed to have this shirt. Thank God. It's been 2 years. Time has been fast. So I go to UCF, right close to my home. It's 25 minutes away from here. So without further ado, let's get to the topic. How does my credit word transferable from UNC FSU to UCF? So I'm gonna be talking about this right now. So I'm using this paper, so guys don't mind me. So most of my college level courses were transferable, and some of my college level courses were kind of as general electives. Same thing for other elective courses as well. So remember that to keep in mind that most of the courses will be transferable, but some of them might kind of as elective. Remember that. Remember when you go to assess when you transfer schools from state to state for another year. So because every state universities works different. Always gotta remember that. My 2 English courses were upper levels. It is also transferable as a UCF course. So those are upper level courses. Remember that to keep in mind that if you're in university, the courses will still consider as upper level courses, although it's transferable or not. Always remember when you go to assess when you transfer to UCF from other colleges and universities, because every state university works different. So although it might not be transferable or it is transferable, it might still consider as an upper level course. Always remember that if you're in university, it might be considered as upper level course. Always remember that. So moving on to the topic. So one of my theater courses are transferable, and one of my theater courses are kind of as an elective course. Always remember that. Always remember that some English courses might be transferable, and some English courses might be kind of as an elective. Same thing for theater courses by itself. Always remember that some of them might not be transferable. Always remember that if it's similar, it might be transferable. If it's not similar, it might not be transferable. Always remember that to keep that in mind when you go to the steps when transfer to UCF from other universities. Always remember that every state university works different, as I said before. That's why I'll talk about in another video. So moving on. For my couple theater courses, those are upper level courses. All of my college level courses at Valencia College are transferable because it's the same thing for UCF. So Valencia College is for the students that wanted to attend to UCF. So always remember that if it's close to Valencia College, they just go to they whether go to UCF or other university. The choices are the students for them to attend. So let's say if they go to Valencia College for 2 years, so they have to go to UCF for another 2 years as well. So it's for most of the students in general, but for some students might not work, but some of the students might not work. Some of the students might work, and some of the students might not work. Always remember that when we go to steps. Let's say if people go to or they whether go to Valencia College for 2 years and go to UCF for 3 years, the choices are for the students to succeed in life. So if they go to their own pace, they just go their own pace. If they do fast, they do fast. The choices either of the students that wanted to work on. So always remember that. A couple of my college level courses at Fayetteville Community College is also transferable as well. So they forgot to count it as my PE course. So I'm waiting for that to get transferable right after the September 2nd. So I know that might be due on September 2nd. So also for my other university course at Fayetteville State, they forgot to count it as a credit as well. So I'm waiting for those to be transferable soon as they evaluate the courses. So we'll see about that. One of my college level course was kind of as a generalized course as I've been taking the college. So I took the math course that will relate to my business major as I've been at Tech. So it is kind of as an elective course. So it's not transferable as a UCF course, but It's still, at least it's still kind of as a general elective. That's all I care about. So although they might not count that, it's still also count as elective. So that's all I care about. But my advice I'm gonna give you is that always remember that most of the college courses would be transferable if they were similar and related to each other. Always remember that. If they were not similar to each other, it might count as a general elective in the other elective courses. Always remember that to consider these steps when you transfer to UCF from other universities, because every state university is different, like I said before. Something you all have to be mindful if you're transferring schools, like I said to other video before. So remember that if you're in university, as I said before, they must still count it as upper level courses. If you are in community college, it might be transferable as a university core courses. Remember to go to steps when you transfer schools. If you go to community college, they might count it as university core courses, and if you are in university, they just count it as upper level courses. Always remember that when you go to steps when you transfer schools. So some of the college level courses does not evaluate it as a title. They evaluate it as a content on the syllabus. Always remember that when you go to steps when you transfer to UCF. Always be mindful when you are transferring schools. Always be mindful when you are transferring schools, like I said before, because every state colleges and universities works different. Always remember when you go to steps when you transfer schools, because every state university and colleges work differently. Always remember when you go to steps when you transfer schools. They have their own rules of transferring the courses. Always remember when you go to steps, because not every state university and colleges, not every state universities and colleges are going to work the same. They're going to work different. Always remember that when you transfer schools, because they have their own rules as transferring the courses. Always remember that. So that's all I'm going to be talking about, the advices that how does the courses transferable from other schools to UCF. So I already talked about how does my transfer courses work, courses transferable from Fayetteville State to UCF. So if you guys enjoyed this video, just give us a thumbs up. Hopefully this video is helpful to you when you guys transfer schools. So if you guys want to be friends, just subscribe to the channel and follow me on social media, Instagram, and add me on Facebook. Whatever, you guys can let me know other messages that you guys gonna see. So for next week, I'm gonna be posting videos because I'm gonna have study to do. So I'm gonna be posting it in 2 more weeks. So for my next video I'm gonna be posting is that what else I learned for week 3 to 4 at UCF. So hope you guys continue for that. Hope you guys stay tuned for that video. So if you guys wanna see all the videos, can guys comment the video below so you guys can let me know you guys gonna see all the videos, because I wanted to hear from you guys to let me know you're gonna see all the videos, so I can make the decision of making videos. So if you guys wanna message me, just DM me on Instagram and message me on Facebook so you guys can let me know you guys gonna see all the videos. So hope you guys find this video helpful about transfer schools. So hope you all enjoy this video. And before I'm gonna be talking about that. Remember that advices I'm gonna say again. Remember that every state universities and colleges work different. Always remember that not everything is gonna work the same. It's gonna work different. Always remember that you guys have no control over that. Always remember that every state universities and colleges work different. Always remember when you go to steps when you transfer schools. So that's what I talked about for how my courses were transferable from Fayetteville State to UCF. So hope you guys keep that in mind, so you guys can know where you guys plan to transfer when it's related to each other and that is not related to each other. So remember that they can still accept the credits, but they might still count as elective courses, although it's not related to each other. Remember that when you go to steps when transfer to UCF. So keep that in mind. So hope you guys found it helpful for this video, And I'll see you guys in the next video in 2 more weeks. Thanks for watching. Peace out.